What is up, Internet world, and welcome back to Accelerate. I'm Mike, he's Ian, and today we're bringing the Audi RS5 Competition. So the last time we had an Audi on the channel was my Audi R8 Spider. I loved the car. It was a 2018. I had it for 3 years, but I didn't do very well on YouTube. But what did was the Audi RS-Q8. It's actually our most viewed video to date. So today we have this, a 2023 Audi RS5 Sportback. Now it's available in a Sportback as well as a coupe with a starting price of around $78,000 US. That's cool because we need this Audi to be our second most viewed video ever. And if that's possible, we would really appreciate you. And we also appreciate the people that gave us this car. My friends, Paul and Sheba. Now, Sheba owns a company that creates the coolest garages out there in Toronto. So if you want a garage that looks like this, make sure you give Sheba a follow. Audi RS5 with a 2.9-liter V6 turbocharged motor that makes 444 horsepower and 442 pound-feet of torque. For the ground in dynamic mode, and off we go. This thing rips. 3.7, baby. So we just had the BMW Z4 and the Cadillac CT4B Blackwing, and this thing ripped past all of them. This thing is super fast. Like, weirdly super fast. I never expected it to be this quick. Huh. Now, in my prior life, I used to work for Audi for 17 years, so you'd think that I have access to any Audi I want, but the answer is no. They don't even return my phone calls, which is crazy. So we need you to blast Audi on social and let them know to give us cars here at Accelerate. So again, thank you to Paul and Sheba. Now on the front, take a look at these Matrix headlights. They do this fancy, cool light show. And if you look closely, you see this sharp anodized stainless steel. It's very, very crisp. Now you have this fancy, shiny piano black front grille, the RS5 badge, the Audi emblem in piano black. And then you have the front camera, but the cool part about it is how they've done the carbon fiber in this Audi RS5. It's all a matte finish. Take a look at this lower front lip spoiler. It is in matte carbon fiber. It's that little touch that's cool. In a black car, you can't really tell, but you know it's a competition when you see this matte carbon fiber all over the car. Now, what I do appreciate about the A5, S5, RS5 models is the placement of the radar. I like that it's in the fog light position, unlike the A7 body style, which is kind of in the middle, sometimes to the side, depending on what model you get and where the placement of your license plate is. I appreciate that it's right there, and I hope for the future they don't change that. Look how cool this RS5 sits on these 20-inch wheels. Now, these 20-inch wheels are fitted with Pirelli P0 Corsa tires, super sticky. But behind that, you have red brakes with ceramic front rotors. They're cross-drilled as well. I love this look on this Audi RS5 Competition. Now, it's not new. They haven't launched this thing since 2019. That was the first redesign or re-facelift. But this here, they're tightening it up, including adding the matte carbon fiber, which you'll see right here on the mirror caps. You have black RS5 right there and black everywhere, including down here, which is piano black on the side skirts. Moving back here, again, you have more red brake calipers, the Pirelli P0 Corsas, magic to your eyes. To the back of the RS5 Competition, all black everything. Now it's strange that Audi has a pretty big rear spoiler. You usually have really small ones, so it's kind of nice to see Audi pump it up and make them larger. Then you have the black Audi emblem right there. And then you have these taillights that remind me of like, not a checkered flag, but more of like road lines. Kind of smaller to wider to widest. Then you have the rear camera that's hiding underneath there. That's pretty Audi typical stuff. It's been like that for years and years and years. Moving down from there, you have the rear Parktronic sensors, and then you have more matte carbon fiber that wraps around. Now, something interesting about the competition model is that Audi specifically made this exhaust different than the regular model. So you can actually hear the difference. We can't because this is our third Audi in the last 3 years. Actually, wait, we do have an RS5 when it was first launched like 3.5 years ago. So listen to these things versus those things and see if you can hear a difference.
Right now we're going to hear some of the sport exhaust and how it sounds.
Front seat of the Audi RS5. This feels very familiar. Now let's talk about the seat. This seat does have honeycomb right through the center in Alcantara or suede. Now it is adjustable on the bottom, but this is pretty typical in any A5, S5, RS5 models. The bottom does move when you get the sport seat. The seat does fit very well. Audi has a good sort of fitment. It's not super hard, it's not super soft, it's just kind of that perfect fit. Now these seats don't have cooled, they're only heated, and you do have a massage feature, but it's not really a massage feature, it's more the lumbar moving back and forth and up and down. You do have RS right there, so you can let everybody know that you're driving an RS when they get into the vehicle. You also do have these fancy seat belts, black in the center, and the outlines are red. Now as far as the door panel goes, you have a small strip of ambient light, then you have 2 memory seats, you've got this matte carbon fiber that flows all the way through the dash, and of course the outside mirror caps and the front and rear valences. Of course you have all 4 windows are full up and down, they're fully automatic. You have a full Alcantara steering wheel that is heated, not cooled obviously, we're not there yet. You do have paddle shifters that are easy to look at, plus, minus, pretty straightforward stuff. Now this transmission does shift faster because this is a competition, it's an 8-speed transmission. You hit it, it actually shifts really fast. It's not powered, it is manual up and down. Again, this is still built on an A5 platform and they don't offer automatic or fully powered steering wheels. Now, you do have this cool driver's display that's all fancied up for the RS version. It is 12.3 inches, and then they've got rid of the 8-inch, and this is a 10.1-inch display for everybody else in the cabin. It is touchscreen, so when I hit it, I do get this clicking sound, and that's pretty Audi typical. You do get clicks when you touch everything, including this. Listen. This is a really good car for ASMR. Now, Audi is one of the first manufacturers to actually put an iPad on their dash, and people didn't really like it, and they haven't changed. It's still very iPad-ish. It looks like an afterthought, in my opinion, but it is what it is. Moving down from there, you have dual climate control. This is sort of the same one that's in the A4. Nothing new here, but it's a very good, easy system to use. There's lots of dials and, of course, buttons you can push, as opposed to vehicles today that's all in the screen. That is annoying, so I'm happy Audi hasn't changed it for this year. Maybe next year that will change, who knows. Moving down from there, you have your drive select, so I will hit it and I will show you all your different drive modes. In this specific case, it's comfort, auto, and dynamic. That hasn't changed. However, you do have an RS1 and RS2 adjustable or individual mode. Then you have your parking button, which is front and rear Parktronic, including your cameras. Then you have a button that shuts off the screen completely, so when I hit it, everything in the screen turns off. And moving down from there, you have your 12-volt plug, including a USB, and then of course your start and stop button with a red ring around it. The center console is unchanged all these years, nothing new here, except for the RS right there, because this is an RS model. Then you have your electromechanical parking brake. You lift up, you hear that, it's activated. You hit the brake, you push it down, it deactivates. Moving back here, you have my favorite part about Audi, which is the sliding back and forth center armrest. Now they've added wireless charging from your phone right here. Again, very straightforward, very solid, and very Audi. But I do like the fact that sunroof actually opens now. Like push it back, the sunroof opens all the way. Nice and big, and it actually opens. That's cool. For the longest time, the A5 models didn't open. Not the longest time, but they didn't open. All right, back seats. Whew. Now this interior has 45% recycled polyester fiber in it, so they're becoming more environmentally conscious. It does have 19 speakers from Bang & Olufsen, and it fits pretty solid when I'm sitting back here. I always find all the RS product, even the M product, is really just designed for 4 people, not 5. 5 is always a tight squeeze or an emergency for somebody to sit in the center. Now, I do have climate control back here. It's simply just a small little display that says what temperature it is. Just plus and minus, pretty straightforward stuff. I do have vents there, and I have pretty good seating position. I'm 5'9", and I have a little bit of headroom. Someone 6 foot will probably have to kink their neck a little bit. I do have these cool seat belts that match the front, so that's cool. And I do have one extra thing. A cup holder, but it's per side. I just flip this up and flip this up. It's not one that opens and gives you 2, it's individual. That's nice. What else can I tell you about this RS5? Nothing, because I'd never sit back here. I'd be driving. True story. Now what appears to be like a regular trunk, the way this is cut out or molded, it's not. The Audi RS5 is a full hatchback. Now let's see how much room you have as far as depth goes. Well, you have 43 inches as far as depth, and as far as width goes, you have got 40. So 43 by 40. What is this? Well, this is a Toolkit RS Sport Suspension Pro, and they're basically metal adjusters so you can turn your suspension or shocks to increase or decrease the rebound rate. Look at this fancy. Thank you, Audi. Put this right back, and there's a slot for it right there. Now, as far as underneath here, you can lift it up and you have a spare. It's not a run flat. That is cool. That's what I've really appreciated with Audi over the years, not having run flats. Now, there's no way for me to pull any handle here for me to drop these seats. I actually have to go inside and pull the seats down. So if you want to fold the seats down, you have to go inside. There's no other way. So do you get any more power if you buy an RS5 versus an RS5 Competition? And the answer is negative. It's the exact same power, 444 horsepower and 442 pound-feet of torque. Whereas if you consider BMW, if you get an M product that's a Competition, you actually get more power, a little bit more of a bump up.